They say they want love. They say they want connection. And yet, when someone gets close, emotionally close, they start to pull away. They stop texting as much, they become distant, or they make excuses like, "I'm just busy right now." It's not that they don't care. It's not that they don't want to love. Deep down, they do, but something inside them is afraid of what happens when someone really sees them. This is what we call fear of intimacy. It's not about avoiding romance or companionship, it's about avoiding vulnerability. And the truth is, more people fear intimacy than you might think. Today, we're going to unpack why some people run from closeness even when they crave it, and what this fear really says about our emotional wiring. Fear of intimacy isn't about disliking people or avoiding relationships, it's about protecting oneself from emotional risk. At its core, intimacy means letting someone see who you really are, your strengths, weaknesses, fears, and hopes. For some people, that level of emotional exposure feels dangerous, even threatening. 1. The root of the fear: past pain. Many people who fear intimacy have experienced emotional wounds, betrayal, rejection, abandonment, or even childhood neglect. Their brain learns, when I let people get close, I get hurt. So even in adulthood, when someone shows love or care, their instinct is to pull away, creating emotional distance as a form of self-protection. 2. The vulnerability factor. Intimacy requires vulnerability, saying, "Here I am, flaws and all. Will you accept me?" For someone who fears rejection, that vulnerability feels like walking into danger unarmed. They often worry, what if they see the real me and leave? To avoid that risk, they keep emotional walls high, even while outwardly appearing to want closeness. 3. Control and independence. Some people fear intimacy because closeness feels like losing control. In their mind, opening up means depending on someone else emotionally, and depending on someone feels like weakness or a potential trap. They protect their independence at all costs, not realizing that true intimacy isn't about losing control, it's about sharing it. 4. Self-worth issues. When someone secretly believes they're not worthy of love, intimacy feels unsafe. They might think, if I let you see who I really am, you'll realize I'm not good enough. That internal narrative leads to emotional sabotage. They push people away before they can be rejected, believing they're protecting themselves from pain. 5. Trauma responses. In some cases, fear of intimacy stems from trauma, such as emotional abuse or abandonment in early relationships. The brain literally wires itself to avoid emotional closeness because it associates it with pain. This isn't weakness, it's survival conditioning. But over time, that protective instinct creates loneliness and frustration. How to understand and overcome it? If you or someone you know struggles with intimacy, the first step is awareness. Recognize the fear and where it comes from. Then, focus on building emotional safety step by step. Start with self-compassion. Understand that your fear is a response to past pain, not who you are as a person. Take small steps toward vulnerability. Share little pieces of your thoughts and feelings gradually, testing how safe it feels to open up. Seek relationships that feel emotionally safe. Being around people who respect boundaries and show consistent care helps break down those walls. Therapy or self-reflection. Sometimes, fear of intimacy runs deep enough that professional help is needed to reframe how you view closeness and trust. Fear of intimacy doesn't mean you incapable of love, it means you learn to protect yourself, sometimes too well. But intimacy isn't about losing yourself or setting yourself up for pain, it's about building connection with someone who meets you where you are. When you slowly let down those walls, you discover something powerful. The closeness you feared isn't a threat, it's a healing experience. Love doesn't have to hurt, and letting yourself be seen might just be the bravest thing you ever do.